Hey, what's up guys? It's Scarce here. Now our first story for today comes from the YouTuber KSI. So over the past few weeks, KSI has been hyping up his new big boxing fight that was going to happen with the well-known MMA fighter Dillon Danis. This is going to be a huge fight taking place on January 14th, and there was a ton of people who were excited about going to this. But the other main fighter of this fight, KSI's opponent Dillon, had actually apparently wanted to get out of this fight a few days ago. KSI tweeted at him saying, "You're pathetic. We both signed the same contract to reach 177.5 pounds with a 7.5 pound rehydration clause months ago. 3 weeks before the fight, you complained about the rehydration clause like a moron. So we got rid of the rehydration clause. What is your excuse now?" So clearly KSI is very frustrated here because keep in mind, this fight has been hyped up for months. There are tons of people that are excited to go right now, and out of nowhere, within only a few weeks of the fight taking place, it looked like Dillon was trying to drop out and just abandon this whole event. So after it was revealed that Dillon really did pull out, KSI tweeted out saying 2 fights and 2 pullouts. And that's right, if you don't remember, in KSI's last fight, his opponent Alex Wasabi backed out of the fight only a few days before it took place as well. So it seems like every time KSI wants to fight someone, they end up just backing out and completely abandoning the whole event just before it's supposed to happen. But he is not going to give up on this whole event. He tweeted out saying, "The show must go on. I'm still fighting on January 14th. And then he revealed that he is going to be fighting one of the owners of FaZe Clan. This guy is the founder of FaZe Temperrr. So it's Simon versus FaZe here for the boxing match taking place on January 14th. And to be honest, fans are even more hyped about this fight than the Dillon Danis fight because in terms of creators, FaZe Temperrr is obviously very well known in the community and people want to see who's going to win between FaZe and the Sidemen. And not only that, but KSI might have a really tough fight ahead of him. I mean, FaZe Temperrr has been constantly training boxing over the past few years. He's obviously gotten much better at it. And if Temperrr somehow pulls through with this fight, this could be one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen. So I think a lot of people are more excited about this fight now than they were about the Dillon Danis fight. Okay, so the next story for today's video is the one that everyone has been talking about recently. This has to do with Logan Paul. I'm sure we all know that Logan has been in a ton of controversy. I mean, this is some of the biggest controversy we have seen on YouTube in over a year. I mean, Logan is getting a ridiculous amount of backlash right now. It almost feels like his whole reputation has been ruined over this. And this all stems from Coffeezilla's 3-part series where he covers Logan Paul's CryptoZoo project that essentially failed. And Coffeezilla interviewed many people who had bought into this project who ended up losing thousands and thousands of dollars from thinking that they would make money off of this when in reality the whole thing flopped. Coffee also brought up that Logan had been hyping up CryptoZoo as a fun interactive game, but apparently this whole CryptoZoo game never even came out. Well, after receiving all of this backlash over the past few weeks, Logan finally responded to Coffeezilla just yesterday, and he made a full video responding to Coffeezilla's allegations here. And in this video, Logan decides to go after Coffeezilla for this. He really goes hard on Coffee here, and Logan claims that Coffeezilla was being very manipulative in his series exposing him.
Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, Coffeezilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda.
Logan also puts the blame on other people involved in this project, saying they are the bad guys and that he is really the one who got screwed over because he didn't make any money off of this and he just tried to put the pieces back together.
So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team. While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Now, Coffeezilla brought up this point in his own video himself, but Logan confirms that he did not actually sell any CryptoZoo and his manager didn't sell either. But this still doesn't mean that Logan is in the clear for this. I mean, he was the guy who started this project in the first place, and many fans and creators are pointing out that Logan himself is the guy who started this. He's the main guy in CryptoZoo. He hired these people. He should be the one taking full accountability for this whole project becoming such a huge mess. Logan then claims here that Coffeezilla never reached out to him for this whole investigation. Apparently, he was only reaching out to his manager.
And maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me personally, not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly.
Coffeezilla tweeted this out. He says Logan Paul responded, "Zero apologies, zero addressing the victims, zero accountability. I will reply in full when I organize my thoughts, but for now, Logan accuses me of not reaching out to him directly until December 24th, 2022, but doesn't mention that I reached out over a year prior on Instagram." And he shows that he tried getting in contact with Logan Paul on his actual Instagram account a year ago. And this is one of the main parts of the video that has people confused, because Logan says here that Coffee only contacted his manager and he never contacted him. But if Coffee is contacting Logan Paul's manager, shouldn't his manager tell Logan? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to other creators. They don't understand why Logan is saying this. Some people are claiming that he's being deceptive by talking about it like this.
But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me in our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio. Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. So I'm not gonna come on any of your podcasts. If you wanna come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Wow, so not only is Logan Paul going to sue Coffeezilla for his video series on him, but he is also going to continue working on CryptoZoo? So obviously Logan is very upset with the situation. I mean, he feels like this whole thing has ruined his reputation again. He feels like he was ripped off because he never sold and his own manager didn't sell either. So he just is frustrated with this whole thing. And actually just yesterday he came out with this podcast where he continued to go after Coffeezilla.
Coffeezilla happened to make this series in
the middle of it,
and now it appears reactionary, but this has been happening. So that's where the defamation piece comes into play, which is number 5 and 6. We've given Zilla part 4. He's probably going to milk the shit out of this. He's probably going to talk to more people who lost money, and that's where this also gets tricky, because I'm not sure what he's fabricating or if people are genuine about what they're saying, because he doesn't verify backgrounds or, like I said, substantiate any evidence. So he's probably gonna put people who have lost here on a pillar and highlight them. That's what I would do if I were him. I'd milk the shit out of this, and like I said, he's probably going to. He's good. He's very good. But part 6 is the more he says and the more he continues to spread this misinformation that this was any sort of con or scam, the more I have for the lawsuit that I am filing. The defamation lawsuit that is fucking happening, because this is wrong. This is fucking wrong.
Now, Logan continued to talk about his big lawsuit against Coffeezilla in this podcast, and with Logan clearly going through with this lawsuit and actually suing Coffeezilla, there are people that are now realizing that this is going to open up Logan Paul to discovery. Now, for those of you who don't know what discovery is, it means that we are going to find out a lot more about CryptoZoo and everything that happened behind the scenes, because this is going to be taken to court where everything is going to be shown out in the open. And while the vast majority of creators are upset with Logan right now and they feel like Coffee didn't do anything wrong, there also are some creators that are legitimately scared for Coffee. I mean, keep in mind, Logan is incredibly successful. This guy has a ton of money, and people don't know how much money Logan is willing to spend and just throw out this lawsuit to get Coffeezilla to stop talking about this. And our next story for today has to do with YouTube. So I'm sure many of you have heard about this over the past few weeks, but YouTube recently has been cracking down on a lot of big YouTubers who swear in their videos. And many YouTubers are now noticing that if they swear in the first few seconds of their video, video, they end up getting demonetized and suppressed on YouTube. And these YouTubers are very upset with this because they like to speak freely in their videos. And now they feel like these new YouTube rules are very much hurting their own channels. LS Mark tweeted this out. He says, "Hey YouTube, you want to tell me why the video I spent 2 months straight working on was demonetized? It says for profanity in the first minute of the video, but I don't believe I swear at all." So Mark spent 2 months on a video that he's barely getting paid any ad revenue for now because he had a couple of curse words in that video. Like, it seems really crazy, but this is happening to a ton of YouTubers right now. And apparently YouTube's rules have gotten increasingly more strict over the past few weeks. One YouTuber tweeted out saying, "Well, I just got confirmed by YouTube themselves, my channel has been permanently demonetized and will never be eligible for remonetization. It sucks, but it is what it is. I won't stop making videos, but it just sucks that something I spent 3 years making can just go away in an instant." Now our next story for today comes from a female Twitch streamer known as Just Cat. Now she is a Thai streamer who was recently streaming in Thailand at her hotel, and she claims here that there was this man at the hotel who had asked her to sit with him and she rejected his offer, okay? Well, after she rejected him, she continued to stream on Twitch, and this guy got so upset with her that on her stream, he started harassing her and he even tried chasing her down. This is really disturbing.
You start annoying me.
What?
I try to relax.
No, but what are you doing?
I try to relax. So shut up.
Okay, I gonna tell stuff. Because you fucking idiot.
Huh?
What? What? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I gonna call the police if you do this.
What the f? Police as much as you fucking move.
Okay, the guy, this is not normal, chat. This is not normal. What the fuck? Okay, this is not normal. This is fucking weird. This is not normal. Not normal people do that. ข้างในคนผู้ชายข้างในเป็นบ้าเป็นอะไรก็ไม่รู้
So this clip has completely blown up this week. It has over 4 million views on Twitter right now, and there have been a ton of different responses to this whole situation. Most people are supporting the streamer, but there also were a lot of comments, especially on Twitter, of people doubting her story. And the huge streamer Sweet Anita tweeted this out. She says, "Damn, I used to think Reddit was the most toxic place for women, but the Twitter community has overtaken them. The comments in this tweet blaming her are insane. The Reddit thread about her was mainly supportive. My heart goes out to her. No one should have to deal with this. It's crazy that she's being doubted, blamed, and insulted for having the audacity to be harassed. If you have a moment, please put up a supportive comment so that women of Twitch don't fear for their careers in the event that this happens to them live." So regardless of the whole response on social media here, it looks like this man was arrested. That's right, he was arrested after this incident happened, and apparently he is now in a Thai jail. Now the final story for today's video has to do with YouTube again. So for those of you who don't know, for some time now, YouTube and Google have been involved in a Supreme Court case called Gonzalez versus Google. And this case essentially has to do with YouTube's algorithm possibly promoting some pretty horrible and terrifying content from one radical group that we can't even say on YouTube. These organizations or groups or whatever you want to call them, they had made recruitment videos and they had posted them to YouTube. And this family is claiming that YouTube's algorithm played a role in promoting these videos. So social media platforms like YouTube and Twitch and TikTok are protected under Section 230, which essentially says that they are a platform that you can just navigate content on, but they are not a content publisher. Well, if the court were to rule against Google on this case, then YouTube and other social media platforms' algorithms might not be protected under Section 230. And that will make YouTube directly responsible for the content that they promote in their algorithm, which in turn means that they would be hit with so many lawsuits that they would essentially have to shut down the algorithm as we know it. And when you really think about it, without any algorithm, without any way of having your content promoted, no small YouTubers could ever grow on YouTube. And this really could ruin YouTube as we know it today. Now this has gotten so big that it looks like YouTube is now asking some of their top creators to get involved with this case. And the huge Minecraft YouTuber CaptainSparklez talked about this in one of his recent videos. Just watch this.
I thought we'd talk about impending doom. Well, okay, that's still to be decided, but at the end of next month, February 21st, 2023, the United States Supreme Court is hearing arguments for a case called Gonzalez versus Google, which has major implications, not just for YouTube actually, but for the entire internet. It's serious enough that, like, I'm low on the YouTube totem pole. I don't get invited to too many things these days, but I was even invited to a group call with YouTube employees, other creators, creator-adjacent business people to inform us of what this is and ask if we wanted to be part of something called an amicus brief, which will actually be used during arguments in the trial. And so the case asks whether Section 230 still protects websites when the algorithm is recommending content to viewers. So even though it's a very specific instance that brought about the case in the first place, it has wide-reaching implications, which is usually the case for things that get heard by the Supreme Court. Usually they are constitutional issues, and this is, in a way, a free speech issue. So will the court consider that a website, that YouTube recommending a piece of content to a viewer is an endorsement, is like a newspaper giving the okay to publish an article? Or will they see that almost all social media websites at this point, if not all of them, operate off of an algorithmic recommendation system, and to not give some sort of carve out there would more or less break the operations of all these websites?
So this is definitely one of the most impactful things happening right now when it comes to creators and YouTube and Twitch. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to these platforms if Google loses, but we'll definitely keep you guys updated on this case as it develops. And that's it for our video today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you later. Peace.